There we go. Get ready to go live. Stay by.
All right.
Monday morning quarterback Denard Robinson.
Denard Robinson, shoelaces flopping in the wind, goes all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan!
On the Big 1050 WTKA.
And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA, online at the big1050.com. Sam Webb, Mr. Ira Weintraub on the other side, and joining us as he does every Monday to break down the game, the week that was in Michigan football, is former Michigan quarterback, shoelaces were flapping in the wind, pride of Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Got my Deerfield shirt on today, my hoodie on.
One Mr. Denard Robinson. Lace, how you doing, man?
I'm all good, man. Can't complain. It was a rough weekend. I mean, whew.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough one, Lace. You're gonna have to you go from you break things down, you counselor, you truth teller. You gotta tell it like it is.
Got to.
You know, for the people, you answer questions. And then you provide a way forward as well. I want to let the folks know that the Monday morning quarterback brought to you by our friends over at Golden Limousine. All across the country, Michigan rides on Golden, and you can too, from Detroit to Ann Arbor and beyond. Join the teams, businesses, and communities that trust Golden for safe, professional transportation. Visit goldenlimo.com to book your ride now. And so, Lace, this was a tough one.
It's a tough one,
brother. This was a tough one.
It's a tough one. I mean, that was the first test. You know, the first test. You gotta get your feet wet. This, first exam in the college. So it's a tough one for Bryce to, get his feet wet and understand there was mistakes. Things happen. He didn't play great enough for the team to win, but he played good enough for them to, stay consistent in the fight. But these are growing pains to being able to take those steps to be what he want to be. Great.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the evolution of how they played them.
Oh yeah.
Early in the game, they seemed to kind of hang back. They played coverage.
Oh, for sure.
Seemed like they were really conservative with their approach. And as the game went on, they started heating them up. They started getting after them.
Oh, for sure. They the run game is going to be consistent, I think, throughout the whole season. I think that's one thing that Michigan's going to be able to hold their head on. Now is by him being able to make the adjustment to make the throws, because I feel like at first they stayed back. They was like they might want to let him go a little bit, and they realized they didn't let him go, and he didn't start making those throws and things like that. So they say, okay, let's put things in the box now. Let's put guys in the box. Let's have these D linemen twist and turn and make him think it's a blitz coming, but it's really not. So that's that. I think that's what they did to him a lot. They had the linebacker walk up a little bit. Show face, and then back out. So those little things that defensive coordinators play tricks on the young quarterback sometimes.
So I felt like, and we'll get into this, man. I felt like going into the game, Lace, and he's not you. he's not you. So
right.
It's not like it's a guarantee that they were going to run. If it was you, then of course they're going to run Shoelace.
Right.
So it wasn't a guarantee that they were going to run Bryce.
Yeah.
But I just kind of felt like, because their offensive line isn't a proven commodity.
Right.
And, they can get after the quarterback that, and you weren't going to have him throw it 30 times, that they were probably going to run him some in this game.
Right.
And that just wasn't really on the menu. So I was surprised by that.
So it's funny because I think they really had one run play. I seen that. I feel like they called one or two run plays just for him to design run for him. And it didn't go well. Like, I think it was like a counter play where he kind of like came off. He kind of like Samaj came in motion and he tried to like go off to the right, and it just got blowed up. I think they might have to just do a couple quarterback draws for him. Just a couple quarterback draws. Let him drop back and then go. Have the running back lead block for him. And I think that's going to probably be one of the things that they're going to have success with, because most teams are going to be scared of him. He got a strong arm. He shows that he has a cannon for an arm. You know, so I watched the game early on, watched the game and breaking it down, watching the film. He had a play where he faked the ball and it was a fake throw, and Samaj went out and he side on Samaj. I mean, it was a rope, and he side on, and you could tell that that's going to be a factor for him anytime. So they got to start playing into that more and start doing some. Let him read the end.
Mm-hmm.
Let the end make the wrong decision. You know, do just a basic read option. Just do a basic read option for him, just to get his feet going a little bit and get him used to getting hit and running the ball and punishing guys, because he's a big guy. He's gonna start punishing dudes. And when you see like Cam Newton, somebody like that running the ball, he could be one of those guys.
Yeah.
And I think they just gotta let him. They gotta let him be that, because that's he has that in him. But I feel like he's more of a pocket passer, like that can run. That's what he is.
Yeah. So, you know, making him or trying to make him comfortable, it was easier to do that at home.
Right.
Easier to do that against New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
This was a lot different.
It felt different, right?
This is a lot different. And not just later in the game when they were heating him up. You could tell early in the game, because you were talking about it, like there were things that he wasn't necessarily seeing early in the game.
Yeah. That comes with being a quarterback. I think you got to realize, as a quarterback, you have to see the defense. You got to know what everybody else is doing on your offense, and you got to see it's a lot of moving pieces. And so to put that on an 18-year-old, we got to take our time with him. So Michigan fans, we got to take our time. The kid he's going to be great. You see it already. You know, you see the potential. You see that he's making a read. Sometimes he make the right read, sometimes he don't. So, you know, sometimes we get, like, as a quarterback, I know sometimes when I see my guy in the slot and I want to throw that slot fade, I'm stuck on it. That's where I want to go with the ball. But the defense, you got to take what the defense gave you. And it showed this weekend that sometimes he didn't take what the defense gave him. And that happens. With quarterbacks, any quarterback, you play the game long enough, you're going to do something that the defense didn't, you shouldn't be throwing. And it was a fade route to, what was it? Number one.
You're talking about McCulley.
McCulley had the fade route. He had the slot fade. And instead of taking a hitch, it was right there. Take what the defense give you. They run a cover 3. Don't throw the slot fade. Yeah. And that's one of the ones that it's a growing pain for a receiver, so for a quarterback. And
I know the one you're talking about where I think he thought it was man-to-man.
Yeah, he thought it was man. He thought it was man, but it was whole time it was cover 3. Take the hits that's right there, outside guy right there on the hitch. Take it 5 yards. He might go for 10 because the flat defender held the slot fade too long. So now he never expanded and got to the hitch. So that little things like that, you got to start breaking it down to him. Like, hey, take what the defense give you, make them play our guys, and then those big plays will come.
Mm-hmm. There was another one that I know you were looking at that he actually completed. Right. It was the 3rd and 9 that he actually completed.
Yes. So it's funny watching that play. Oklahoma did a good job of just acting like they was going to bring pressure, but really just doing a twist with the D lineman. They had 4-man rush. So they did a good job of doing that, and he had a clean pocket. So sometimes you feel something that's not there. That's what happened, but he ended up making a great play. He put himself in good position. Once he pressed the line, a lot of people are going to be scared of him running the ball. And so that's what he did on that play. He pressed the line, threw the ball behind him, and obviously it wasn't a time play because he didn't stay in the pocket, because he had all time in the world that play, because he had 6 guys blocking 4. Mm-hmm. And I like my odds when I got 6 guys going against 4. And the twist kind of scared him a little bit, but he got out of the pocket. I thought he was going to run, and he threw it, and he threw a dagger to McCulley. So I think he's going to have more success when McCulley and Marlon Klein is on the field, because you got 2 guys that could go get the ball at any time. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be a big factor for him.
Yeah, what you pointed out, what Lace pointed out in R22 though, was you had Samaj running down the seam.
Right down the seam. I mean, Samaj probably would have kept running still today. I mean, he would have hit his head on the goalpost. I mean, but when you see that he's running against the backer. Samaj versus the backer. I take Samaj all day. He's going up the seam, and if he's sitting in that pocket, he sees it. I know for sure Bryce can make that throw. So it was one of those plays that, you know, now we get in the film. You made a throw. You made a good throw. We converted on third down. We'll take that. You know, that's a little success that we got to take. But next time, now, hey, sit in that pocket. No pressure in your face. Let's make that touchdown throw instead of getting the first down. You know, it was good. It was a good throw. I think McCullough had like 20 yards on that play.
Yeah. So, it wound up being a first down, but that was one time that he, you know, that was one of the only times that he actually had
a clean pocket. He had a clean pocket.
He had a clean pocket.
Yes, sir.
And he left it.
Yeah.
And wound up making a real good play as he left the pocket.
Right.
But after that, he wasn't having many clean pockets.
Yeah. I mean, because they realized, like, hey, we can't let him sit back there. And I think that's what they realized. You can't let a guy like that sit back there because he's going to pick you apart. And even though he's young, he's going to find somebody open. He can move around. He can buy time. So when that happened, they know, like, okay, we can't get there with 4 guys rushing him. And I think that's what Oklahoma realized. They couldn't get there with just rushing 4 guys. They had to twist it. If they were going to get there, they had to twist it. And Michigan got to do a better job of picking up the twist.
Yeah, and so that's why, and that gets back to my original point, is okay, clearly this is going to be an issue as they went on, because they were turning guys loose up front.
Right.
They weren't picking up the twists.
Yeah.
You know,
the studs, the twists, they was coming out of all types of ways.
The heat was getting there, Lace, and you know, later in the game, they even pointed out on the TV copy there was a wheel that he didn't get to, because by this time he's not trusting the protection anymore.
Right.
So that's why I just like, man, why can't run it? You got to run him a couple times, right?
Right. You got to get him in the run game. But I don't think we got to look at it from how Chip Lindsey look at him. Do he look at him as a threat running the ball, or do he look at him just as a pocket passer? He's going to make the right throw and he can run. Like that's how I look at him. He's a pocket passer that can run, and I don't. The design runs, you could get him a couple of them. I think you, like, right now. If I'm Chip Lindsey, I'm thinking, hey, let's run him at least 5 times a game, just to let people know that he can run, and get him comfortable with running the ball on this stage. You know, so I think that's the biggest thing. Let him grow that confidence of being able to run the ball. You know. So
you as a quarterback, because 2 things. You already had a situation early in the game because you're a young quarterback. Right. So I want you to take me into your background as a quarterback, as a young guy, when you didn't feel comfortable. And then you get into a situation where you had reason not to feel comfortable. So now you're getting hit. So how did you handle that type of situation where you're getting hit, you're uncomfortable? How did you get comfortable? Like, because this is why I'm asking the question. Right. Because it feels like to me one of the ways in which you could do that is, okay, Lace, I'm gonna give you something to kind of help you. We're gonna run a sweep. We're gonna run a quarterback pinnacle. We're gonna do some things to kind of get you in the zone a little bit. This kind of gets back to what you were talking about last week about your favorite plays or whatever.
Yeah, and see that, and that's the thing. We got to figure out what he likes running. As if you're gonna put a run play in for him, you got to figure out what he like running. Like if he like running the zone read, let him run the zone read. If you like running the quarterback draw, put him in the quarterback draw. If you like running I always like running the stretch plays, basically like going outside zone. Like that was my thing. I like running outside zone. I like zone read. If you get me in the zone read, I know I'm gonna make the DN make the wrong decision. So if he takes me up, I'm giving it. And you see how Hayes run the ball. Hayes run the ball. He could take it 60 at any time. So now when you put the defense in the bind, now he's gonna be lost the whole game. So if he's good at running that zone read, let him run it. Let him run. I think that's the biggest thing. Like figure out what he likes to do, and if it's that, let him do it, man. Because I love getting in the game and knowing, hey, I could hang my hat on this, and we got to figure out what Bryce can hang his hat on if they want to let him get into the run game.
Yeah, and listen, I may sound like a broken record. I'm trying to think about it from a novice perspective because I've never called plays, but they're confusing them with the twist stuff inside. That's number one.
Yeah, but say for instance, you dead that when you run the zone read. Now you cannot twist on the zone. If you twist in the zone read, we're gonna kill you. We're gonna you're gonna gash him. Because now that guy's going up to the backer, and your guy is stunting inside. We're going off around the edge. So that you could dumb a lot of stuff down. And I think they started doing the twist because they didn't want him to do a quarterback draw. The twist kind of sometimes mess up the quarterback draw. And so that I think they put the twist in just for that reason. Because when you put the twist in on a quarterback draw, now these O-linemen have to be more patient to let your O-line sort it out and get to that backer. So I think that's why they added the twist to that, because of that reason. You have to now, if I'm doing a quarterback draw, I have to slow down to let my O-lineman figure it out, sort it out, and let's go.
Yeah, and so that's why I was asking the question. So yeah, I'm trying to get outside of whatever gets me outside of how they are clearly taking advantage of my linemen inside, because they are turning stuff loose inside. Number one.
Right.
I'm trying to get outside of all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to run some, if I can, I'm trying to run some +1 stuff outside as well. If I can do that, anything to get my quarterback running comfortable and running the football away from this noise on the inside. What can I do to do that? Give me some of that.
Give me. I like the zone read. If you go zone read, inside zone read, just basic, you read the edge. We have our tackle or our tight end going up to the backer. That's the easy way to stop the cross. Like you're not doing that against somebody that's running his own read. You're not doing it because if that end goes in, he's gone. We watch it. Our guard could wash both you guys down and is out the gate. So we got to. But back to what I was saying is, what is he's comfortable doing? Is he comfortable making that zone read decision? Because on third and 2, when him and Haynes got into it, it's 3rd and 2. If we gonna pull it, hey, you gotta go get that first down because Haynes is thinking, I'm gonna go get it. So that those are the things that he got to get comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was over to.
Oh, for sure. It's 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 2. Like I know my running back. I know when Fitzgerald Toussaint was my running back, and it was 3rd and 2. He was looking at me like, if you don't get it, you gonna have to talk to me. That's my guy. So that's one of those things. Like you gotta take that and say that's my fault. That's one of the ones you gotta take and say it's my fault. That's on me.
But that's why I was. Again, novice. Mm-hmm. I'm saying I'm not even making it a read. I'm making it a quarterback run.
So you said just go quarterback power.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing. You could do a duel. You could do duel where it's double team, and you got an extra blocker. That's what I think. Now they're gonna have to start putting in. Just let him run duel of power with the extra blocker as in the running back. So now you got numbers now. When you start putting quarterbacks in the run, you have numbers. Most of the time you have numbers because the safeties are back, and now you got an extra blocker with the running back. So now when you run the quarterback on a power or a duel, anything like that, outside zone, whatever, with a quarterback, you have an extra blocker. So you got numbers in every run game, unless they start putting the safety down. And then they put the safety down, then now we got a chance to go over top.
Well, see, and they start putting the safety down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The safety was down there.
Oh, for sure.
Triggering real hard the later in the game they went. But again,
that's how McCullen got the head tap. Mm-hmm. Because the post safety bit down on the run. He got over top. If he let the ball go, McCullough might be running for real. Like that might be a touchdown. So when you look at it, all that stuff go hand in hand. You got to force them to play the game and force them to stop us.
So I think back to the Penn State game, and they were doing a lot of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about a couple years ago, where
we didn't run the ball at all. I mean, we didn't pass the ball at all.
Didn't pass the ball at all.
Yeah.
Safeties were coming down hard.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan included the quarterback in the run game.
JJ.
And one of the things they did was they were getting JJ, they were stretching him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting outside of all of that rush.
Yep.
And they were getting him on the perimeter.
Yes, sir.
JJ. running them outside. And they only did it a couple times, but it was effective.
But that's what I'm telling you. When you add an extra blocker, as in the running back, you get the numbers that you want, because now he's blocking somebody. Nobody's accounting for the quarterback to be the runner. And that's the thing that sometimes Michigan got to do a couple of times just to make guys respect it.
So they are in a situation now where teams are going to see this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like, all right, we gonna force this young fella to beat us, and we don't think he can. We can mess up their offensive line, and we don't think he can be the answer. So Michigan got some decisions to make, late.
Yeah, but the thing is this, man. Not a lot of teams is Oklahoma. Like we got to take our hats off to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, they had a great game plan, and they quarterback played a great game. Like he played a great game. Like he threw 2 interceptions and 1 interception, and it should have been 2 or 3 interceptions. But he played a great game with his legs. Like they let him rock out with his legs. I mean, they had a lot of run plays for him, and they had a couple like great counter powers. Well, we just call it counter, and it looked great with him running the ball. And I was like, hey, we should do some of those things with Bryce to let him be who he is, you know. So I think, you know, we got to take our hats off to Oklahoma. That's a great team. Not too many teams gonna be able to do what they did to Michigan. Not a lot of teams. And Michigan got to find the identity. I think the identity is running the ball, and you got a head coach that's the O-line, a former O-lineman, so you know they're gonna hang their hat on running the ball. So
it's you know, I don't want to make it sound like it's a panacea. I think that he's gonna, obviously, to your point, he's gonna have to throw it some more.
Oh, for sure.
And probably I think one of the things is on early downs, right?
Yeah, but I see. I like the concept of always getting positive yards on first down. So if you're running the ball, like we ran the ball well on first down. So like a lot of people get, you know, it's not flashy, but if we're getting 4 yards on first down, that's okay with me, because now we're in front of the sticks. We play in front of the sticks. When you get into okay, now we throwing the ball on first down and we second and 10, then you put yourself in a bind, you know, because now the run game is not really there. You know, you can't run the ball how you want to, or you don't have the option to say it's gonna be run or pass. You don't know what it's gonna be, you know. So I like the fact that we can run the ball and get 4 yards on first down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
positive yards are always good for me. I mean, if you watch when we won the national championship, it was times that where we ran the ball on first downs, and we get 3-4 yards, we good. And so you want to stay in front of the sticks. That's I'm just thinking of that perspective of standing in front of the sticks, and that's, I think we get too caught up in Bryce being Bryce. Obviously, he's a great quarterback. He's going to be one of the great quarterbacks. But you got to think about the identity of the team. The identity of the team is not to be pass first happy. You know, that's not the identity of the team. You got 2 running backs that could carry the load for the team, and now the play action is going to be his best friend. I think the play action is going to be his best friend this whole season.
Yeah, but when is that play action effective? Isn't it more effective when they're thinking run, right?
Oh, for sure.
So they're going to be thinking run first and second down, right?
Yeah. I think me personally, get him more boosts. Get him on the edge more to threaten the defense of him running the ball. Like, because now somebody's going to pull up, and now he can pop it up like how he did the McCullough. Like, now you give him the run pass option of Bruton, or you give him the pressing the line. He's going towards the line, and he can make a throw. I think that's going to be his bread and butter this year, of him threatening the line and running the ball like that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see coming off of this, you know, what are the adjustments they make, because, you know, I don't want to discount a couple of things. Number one, the absence of Marlon Klein was absolutely huge.
You can see that, but I raved week 1. I raved about him being that big target for him, and his safety blanket. You know, so when you think about it, that was his safety blanket. That was his guy, and he always looked at that. So
yeah, it was big in the pass game for sure. That's what people will look at first, but in the run game, Marlon Klein is absolutely huge. He's their best run blocker. I mean, for a team that is, they have featured the tight end so much. They are so important to what they do in the run game. I mean, you can't run duo without tight ends.
No.
I mean, it's why they have the duo play.
Yeah, but when you got a guy that's 6'5", 6, that's a big target. His when you have that, I mean, and now you add McCullough, like I said, now I'm starting to see what he could be, and he could go get the ball. And I feel like you get those two guys back, you get Marlon healthy, and you have those two guys. This guy he could have a great season this season, and he will. I think he will have a great season this season. I think Michigan that's this one game can't like dictate what's going on.
No doubt. All right, so we'll get to a break, and then we will get deeper into kind of what you would do, how you would get him more comfortable coming off of this game, what you see, how you would look at this Central Michigan game, how you would use it, because this is, before you go on the road to Nebraska, this is important to kind of get some confidence back, to get some things that he could put on the menu that maybe could be applied in this Nebraska game. So I don't think this is a nothing game by any stretch of the imagination. We will talk about that. We come back on the other side here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA Monday Morning Quarterback with Denard Robinson here. Sports Talk 1050 on the Big 1050 WTKA, online at thebig1050.com.
Clear on the radio.
If you have questions for Shoelace, start putting them in the chat right now, and we will get them in at the end. If you have questions for Lace, start getting them in now, and I will mark them starting at this point. All right. And mark now. Have questions for Lace. Yeah, man, Marlon Klein. That was big for him not to have him. Did we know that he was hurt before? We did know that he was hurt. He got hurt during the week.
Oh, he twisted his ankle during the week.
Yeah.
Because that ankle tape that he had on his ankle was too thick. It was thick as I don't know what. So it might be a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, you hope that it's not.
I hope it's a low.
Yeah, you hope that it's not, and that it's just. I mean, if he's out, you hope that it's just this week against. Because that was it was the drop off was significant in the ring. I mean, it was significant in the run game, and you could tell even on the pass play that he tried to hit. Like if that's Marlon Klein,
he's catching it.
He because it's the difference is a few steps. And Marlon Klein
he threw the Zach Marshall, and it was like a corner route or something like that.
Yeah.
And he overthrew him a little bit. Yeah.
And Marlon Klein is catching up to that.
And Marlon Klein is a bigger target,
So it's that's a big one.
I'm trying to think, man. I'm like, I'll say this much. I didn't know that they would like Oklahoma look stronger than them a little bit.
Yeah, they were pushing them around up front, which gets back to my point. I think that was a lot of pressure. That was a lot of pressure to put on the offensive line at this point in their maturation. I think the offensive line will get better.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, this is what Sprague's third start, Brady Norton's second start at this level, right? When Gio goes out, and Gio's a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah.
He goes out. This is what Nate Afobe's first action.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of guys playing.
And so that twist, they're going to see a lot of that stunt. You watch. They're going to see a lot of that stunt this week, and people are going to try to test to see if they can pass it off. I think it's going to be the biggest thing. I mean, I don't know how did Chip Lindsey run Drake May?
He ran him some. He ran the quarterback now.
Really?
Oh, he ran the quarterback.
Really?
Oh, did he? Oh, he ran the quarterback.
I was wondering how much did
he ran the quarterback.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, man.
Yeah. So it was conspicuous the absence of running the quarterback here,
Mm-hmm.
given how things were so stagnant in the run game outside of the counter. I mean, that was a great run, by the way, by great vision by Justice Haynes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was terrific. But outside of that, man, I mean, you know, there was just not much consistency to the run game for the running backs other than that one big run. So that's why I was like, man, if you can't really run, not really getting much action in the run game, hell, you got to run the quarterback like they are. They running their quarterback for that very same reason. They're not really getting much with their running backs.
And I think that's what they should have bought in. They should have just said, okay, we got numbers when we got the quarterback run. I think, but I don't know how much they practiced the run with the quarterback, because he didn't on the play that he ran. It didn't look like they practiced that play much, because he got stopped in the backfield quick. It wasn't like. Can you pull that play up?
Coming back on radio, Sam.
All right,
stand by, guys.
Monday morning quarterback Denard Robinson.
Denard Robinson, shoelaces flopping in the wind, goes all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
On the Big 1050 WTKA.
And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA, online at the big1050.com. Sam Webb, Mr. Ira Weintraub on the other side, a Monday morning quarterback. Denard Robinson with us. Driving Force Report, brought to you by Golden Limousine. Golden Limousine International's diverse fleet will have a solution for your every need, ranging for motor coaches to SUVs. Trust Golden Limo to get you to your destination safely, on time, every time. Discover your perfect vehicle at goldenlimo.com and book with Golden Limo right now. And so, listen, I was talking about this Central Michigan game is not a nothing proposition,
right,
Lace, because, you know, they got to get some things figured out. Let's say that Marlon Klein is going to be out this game. Coming off of this contest, you know how teams are going to be looking at that, right, and how teams are going to play you. So I've been saying they got to figure out how are you going to be aggressive? How are you going to be more aggressive with your quarterback coming off of that? Are you still saying that we just going to use the running backs and just going to run the running game like you were running it? Or are you saying, hey, you know, we're going to run the quarterback a little bit more. We're going to let him throw it a little bit more. You're going to be more aggressive with your quarterback in some capacity?
With this situation, like you got to figure out what this kid, what Bryce is, what he's comfortable with. And I think you put him in the run game. I think he's okay with running the ball. Like, I watched him in high school. I went to, I watched him in high school, and I went to a couple of his games when I was, left Michigan. So I watched his games, and you see the things that he could do running the ball, and you see that he's not easy to bring down. That's a big frame. He's a big body guy, and when guys don't like hitting that, and I think you gotta put him part of the run game. I mean, when you do that, you add an element to your team that guys gotta respect it. And so, this Central Michigan game is one of the games that now we gotta get back on track, and we gotta figure out our identity and who we're gonna be, the rest of the season. Because now when we start playing against the Nebraskas, the Michigan States, the Ohio States, you gotta have that type of identity. You gotta be able to say, okay, on 4th and 1. And this for the game. Can we put the ball in Bryce's hands to run the ball, run the outside zone, and go get the first down? And Justice Hayes or Marsh lead him to go do that. So now we get into things of okay, what is it going to be our identity when it's time to win this game? Who we putting the ball? Who hands are we putting the ball in? Because I know as a competitor, when I was in play, hey coach, put it in my hand. Let me go win the game. And I can see that in Bryce. If you watch him in high school, if you watch him in these games, he want the ball in his hands. So now, if that's the case, well, we probably not gonna have we can't throw the ball. We want to go. We want the clock to still be running. Go put your feet in the ground and go get the first down.
Were you ever in a situation where you were in a game and you weren't necessary, whether it was because of the crowd or the way the team was playing, you weren't seeing it, like you weren't necessarily seeing the field or you weren't seeing coverage, and you said, and the coach was like, okay, we just gonna run this, Lace. We gonna run it. This how we gonna do it.
Oh, trust me. The first night game at Michigan. If you ask Al Borges, man, that first quarter or two, I was not seeing it. Because I was so amped up and I was so excited to be a part of it. My mind was moving too fast for me, you know. So like I wanted to do so much and I was forcing it. And I was doing too much and I threw a couple bad interceptions that I never would have threw if I wasn't too excited. So then he would say, hey, we're gonna let you run his own read. Read it out how you're supposed to read it, and let's go make a play. And as I got comfortable, I made the play. I made the right run. I made the right read. And once you start, it's just like a shooter. Like I said last week, once you see those shots fall, you're a dangerous man. You're a dangerous man. You're gonna start making plays that you normally, the routine plays that you always do, and then you'll start making spectacular plays. And I think that's what they need to do with him is figure out what he likes to do, figure out what's his layup, what's his easy layup. When they figure it out, and what's his layup in the run game, what's his layup in pass game, and once they do that, that's when it's gonna all fall for him, and it's gonna you're gonna see that guy, that star that we already know he is gonna start showing.
Yeah, man. Between whether it's instances if there are times where he's not seeing it for whatever reason, or times where the coverage, or where the protection is just not there.
Yeah, right.
Or a combination of the two. Do you have some run elements in there that he can go to
and calm him down and say, hey, we're gonna take what the defense give you. We're gonna run the ball. You're gonna get you a couple first downs, and that's when he's gonna be special. I think that's what they got to figure out for him. And I think these first 4 games, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's happening. You got to figure this. He hasn't been hit since when? You know, his first time getting hit was the first game of the season. So now he's getting back to being hit and used to what's going on. Like it's no preseason. It's no preseason for college football. You know. So this is like the first 3 games are kind of like your preseason games in college football. And sometimes that's why most teams, you know, they put in those easy games to win early on in the season because those are your preseason game. And now you can hit the ground running, you know, once you start getting in the thick of things. But we happen to have Oklahoma as game 2. So your preseason game is game day, college game day, and so you got to get your quarterback ready for that. You know, now we trying to learn you, but we learn on the fly against a great team. You know, so against a good team, so that's how it works, and you got to understand that like we're as Michigan fans and as the coaching staff, they're learning this kid. They're learning him right now. They don't. You could only watch so much film to say this is what this kid like to do. This is what he is. No, we got to be next to him because now when I see him get hit, how do he take it? How do he get up? You know, those are big things that you got to start figuring out. Do he get up quick? Do he bounce up quick?
Yeah.
Do he go to the contact? Do he make guys miss? What is he? You know, so those are the things that you got to start thinking about. And so when you get to these games, you start figuring out this kid and you start understanding like, okay, this is what he is. He's one of those guys. When you see him make a guy miss or you see him lay a blow to a guy and he get up with excitement like, oh, so now I know what I got. Well, right now, we like a kid in a candy store right now. We know we got candy, but we don't know what type of candy it is, you know? So I think that's the truth.
Yeah, so you figuring out some things, how he react to certain situations.
Yes.
You know, hey man, you know, there's some things that he's still green at that, we might have to help him in these ways.
Yes.
I got you.
We might need to say, okay, read this side of the field for a second for this time being. Read this side of the field. If we see cover 2, we see 2 high safeties, you go here. If we see 1 high safety, we go here. And then once he get comfortable, now we start giving him more. The more you give him, the more, because you gotta have a base. You gotta start somewhere first, and then you start getting more layers and more layers, and that's when you gonna start seeing that guy like, oh, okay, this is what he's gonna become. You know, it's growing pains right now. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
I hear you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
And that's why this is an important game. You got a really good baseline of where he is in certain areas against a really good team.
Yes.
Not a New Mexico level team against a really good team. Right. So I think another one of those things is you figured out where your offensive line is as well.
Right.
And so they're gonna need some help running the football.
Oh, for sure.
Against a really good team. You can't just line up and run, against a really good team.
And so what I did see that the play he actually scored on, they had how many old linemen in? Hayes scored. They had 7 old linemen in. So when you watching the film, it's like, hey, if that's what we might have to do, we might have to do that. Like let's build that in. And then now if we add Bryce a part of that run, we got another blocker. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And like now you cook it with gas. Like on 3rd and 2, we got an extra blocker with Bryce running the ball. Hey, and if he go get that first down and he runs somebody over and he get up a certain way, now we're like, okay, now when we get in game crunch time and we need him to go do that, that's what he's gonna do. You know, so now you gotta start figuring out what's your identity and what's your quarterback identity. Because right now, I think you could tell Chip Lindsey is starting to learn him. He's okay. I could give him more. Hold on, I gotta take this back. You know, let's save this for later. You know, let's add this element to him. You know, so like that's what he's doing right now.
So you're figuring out where he is.
Reading
coverage.
Reading coverage. And that's the thing. Is he going to be too excited because he sees a slot fade and just throw it because he's now it's like, okay, hey, so let's read the coverage. Let's take what the defense give you. It's crazy. After he threw the slot fade, he pointed right to the hitch. And you watch the film, if you go back to it, he point right to the he threw it and he right there, coach. I know. It's right there. My fault. Like you seen it. As soon as he threw it, he pointed. He was like, yeah. I wish I had. You know, every quarterback has that moment. Like I wish I could get that ball back because I knew I should have went here with the ball. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we get too excited. We're like, all right, I want to make this big play as college game day. Let me go ahead and do it. I did that before. So when we play against Notre Dame, first night game, I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna throw this. Oh, I'm gonna throw this fade route. Hey, take what the defense give you.
Yeah, he didn't seem fooled too many times where he just didn't seem this overtly as we watched the tape. But if you go back and you watch the all 22, like you were showing me different things. There were times where there were other things that he could have gotten.
Oh, for sure.
That as he gets deeper into his career, he's going to be able to capitalize on. And so that's where, to your point, as they're learning where he is,
yes, sir,
they're going to be able to give him more with time.
More with they're going to start giving him more. You're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing somebody that was 18, take a couple plays that become okay. He's starting to look like a junior. You know, I guarantee it. Later on in the season, you're gonna start seeing him look like what we knew he was gonna be. But right now, this is like I told you, like this is a preseason. And I'm sorry to say that about college football because the first 3 games is pretty much you figuring out the team.
See, so here's the rub though. Even if they want to, let's say they get to the point later in the season where they want to give him more.
Okay.
All right. So he's progressed in the way that you want to see him progress, reading coverages where, you know, he recognizes on that play where you were talking about, I think it was like the 10th play. And he, instead of leaving a good pocket and scrambling, it was a 3rd and 9 and he hits McCulley for a first down. Instead of doing that, he stays in the pocket and he sees
Samaj with the linebacker.
Down the seam for a touchdown. Right. He's staying in the pocket consistently. But the pocket is not clean anymore because teams are coming after him. right? The pocket is breaking down. Now,
if teams start blitzing him, that's when his feet become the weapon that teams don't want to. And that's why a lot of teams not going to blitz him, because now when a quarterback, when you blitz, when he passed that first layer of people, that's touchdown. That's touchdown. So a team, if they're going to blitz him, like, I love when guys blitz me. Blitz me all you want, because now once I get past you guys, because it will happen. It's going to happen because he's going to see it more. He's going to know, okay, the pressure's coming from this side. This is where they're not going to be. I'm going to run. I'm going to throw it where they're not. And so that's the element of when teams run pressure. We watched it last night. Ravens ran pressure, and guess what? Josh Allen threw the post route to his guy. So when you run pressure, you run a risk of either the quarterback running, him throwing where your guy's not. And so I think that's what I think he already had that in him already. So if teams want to do that, he's gonna make them pay for it.
Okay, so well, that's a matter of how quickly can you grow them up there recognizing coverages is what you say.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But see, pressure makes it easier, because now if I see the safety topping a slot nickel slot, I'm like, all right, yeah, he's coming, because he's gonna replace where the nickel slot is coming from. And so I'm watching him. I'm like, all right, you coming from here? My guy's running this route. I got you. But if I don't count, if I account for it, and it's time for me to run, I'm running. I'm taking off where you coming from. You're running too fast at me. And if you watch these DBs, they come off the edge way too quick. And he has that pocket presence. And then you have a play like he had when he scrambled.
So we run it out of time.
Okay,
Just
real
quick as we get out of here. Is everything? Would you say everything is cool? Him and because people are asking, everything is cool. Him and Justice Haynes.
Yeah, man, come on, man. That's two competitors, man. When I seen it, I was like, man, it's nothing. I mean, because I'm like, when you got a guy like him and a guy like Justice Haynes, like that's gonna happen. And it's sometimes, people we're gonna try to make it more than what it is. I mean, you see when he scored, guess who? They did the handshake right after he scored, right or wrong. So yeah. Man, I don't think too much of it into that, man. It is what it is. They're gonna bounce back. They back cool. And now, they're gonna make some things happen.
All right. We'll get into the question and answer session in overtime for those of you who are with us on the stream. To the rest of you who are here with us on the radio, we'll see you tomorrow here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA, online on the Big1050.com.
And we are clear on the radio.
All right. If you have questions for Lace, hopefully you've been getting them in, and I will start knocking them down, and you can ask them, and we will get them in. Kobe Nichols said, man, we love that you're on here. He said, Shoelace, love that you are on here, knowing what you know of how OU confused the young buck. What is your grade for Bryce in this game?
See, that's a tough one. Like I graded him probably like a C-. I don't think he played up to his potential. I think sometimes he might have to take it in his own hands sometimes to run himself. Because I think the easiest run for a quarterback is a scramble, because now the defense is playing those guys, and you gotta take it sometimes and get the first down, stay in front of the sticks. So I think that's the biggest thing. He missed a couple throws. I mean, you see it. You see he missed. He showed it. He said that I should have threw the hitch, or the one to Zach Marshall. You could tell him and Zach Marshall haven't had that much chemistry throwing the tight end. You could tell they didn't have that chemistry because he had him open. If that was Marlon, that's a catch.
Yeah, it is.
So you see that it's like, okay, those little things right there. Like you gotta kind of like stay out of practice and throw those guys a little extra. Throw with everybody. So because you don't never know who's the backup, who's going to get in the game and make those plays for you down the road. So I think that's the biggest thing. Getting some extra throws with those guys and understanding, and I think seeing the defense a little bit better. I think you got to start seeing the defense and understanding like, okay, if they're in cover 3, they try to show it like if it was too high safety, but the flat guy came down. He kind of played the slot fade and he held on to that too quick. So you got to take the hits. Take what the defense give you. Don't try to be a hero. And I tell that to any quarterback, don't try to be the hero, man. Just make the plays that the defense give you, and then the big plays are going to come.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get back to more questions. You have questions for Shoelace? Throw them in right now in the chat. All right. This one from NA3 Rock says, why do we keep throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage so often?
That's
Is that why did the play calling shrivel up compared to the first game?
Yes, that was one of the things I was thinking about too.
I actually saw many of the same plays from the first game.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. I mean, you like I said, sometimes you want to see a quarterback, get the easy completion, and you're thinking that if you get Justice Hayes on the DB 1-on-1, I like him all day. Like a lot of guys think not making that tackle, but you got to get your receivers to make the blocks. So I think that played a factor in that. But I can't call it with the bubbles. I don't like seeing Justice Hayes catch bubbles. I don't like it. I like him downhill. Let's probably give him a couple of check downs, but I don't like seeing him going sideways because he's a threat going downhill.
So they Oklahoma. So Michigan came out throwing bubbles, right?
Yes.
Oklahoma played the bubbles really aggressively,
yes.
And Michigan's receivers couldn't get them blocked.
Yeah, but that's when you pump that. You pump it, and now you fake blocking, go, because that's how you beat that. Is they playing it so tough. Let's pump it and go. That's what I thought they was going to do, and they didn't do it much. I don't think they did it at all. Like I watched the film, they didn't. These guys are playing it aggressive. Let's pump that. Like let's pump it. Give them an easy shot. That's easy. Give them that easy. And I think that's going to be a part of the game plan. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a part of the game plan soon because they shown it so much. These 2 games that they did it, they showed the bubble a lot.
Yeah,
and I guarantee the pump bubbles coming.
Yeah, so we saw that in the first game. We saw it in the second game. It just didn't work as well.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the post wheel for the touchdown decline in the first game. We saw a post wheel in this game, but by the time it was open, but by that time, Bryce wasn't trusting the protection no more.
Yeah. and see, I think that's gonna come with him just being comfortable sitting in the pocket. I think he got to start trusting his guys, and those guys got to start sorting the twist out. They got to start sorting the studs. They got to start sorting it out so he don't feel as if somebody's running free.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And he had reason to not trust the protection at that point. So.
Right.
So let's go on to the next one. This one, John Pierce says, do you think the offensive line played scared in this game?
No, man. No, I don't think they play scared, man. Those guys are fearless, man. I think, sometimes the game plan, they had a good game plan, for them. The stunts and the twists, they kind of played with them a little bit. They showed backers walking up as if they was coming. They did send a couple of backers a couple of times. So they did a good job of playing with the O-line and making them playing with their eyes. I think that was the biggest thing, playing with their eyes. But you got to trust your eyes as an O-lineman. You got to trust your eyes and trust your pass set. So back up and somebody got to come. If one guy leaves, somebody's coming.
All right. On to the next one. Kim Lautner says, should they make changes at corner? Barry and Hill need help. What changes can they make?
Whoa, I thought the defense played. I think they not Burke played. He played lights out. You could say he played with that receiver played like hey, y'all said all the best players at Michigan stay in Michigan. He played with a chip on his shoulder that game, and he made some unbelievable catches. But after a while, they said, okay, that's enough.
So you know that story that they.
Yeah.
So let's be real for a second.
Okay, let's talk.
The story that they kept telling about, you know,
Bert.
about how Michigan didn't recruit him and you know, the best player stay in Michigan, so he's out. So they didn't really recruit him out of high school, and he went to Purdue.
Right.
But when he was transferring from Purdue, Michigan recruited him hard.
Yeah, I know.
And he didn't give Michigan the time of day. He's like, I'm not going to Michigan. So Michigan did recruit him.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, y'all don't throw the ball enough. So I'm sorry, I'm not coming there. So I mean, it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
How is this a story?
But you know, people go wrong with that story. He's a Michigan kid,
right?
And I'm pretty sure he probably grew up watching Michigan football. So you know, he had a little extra, you know, dip on his chip. You know,
he was ready. Man, they ran with that story. They ran with that story hard. All right, on to the next one. But as far as the corners are concerned, Kim, there are no other corners to go to. Do you realize Zeke Berry, how bad of a scenario Zeke Berry going down is? Now, there were some issues. They were turning guys loose in cover two. I mean, they weren't rerouting receivers in zone.
Right.
Like a couple times in cover two, they didn't reroute the receiver and left guys open. So that was an issue. But I mean, there's very little depth at corner. Right. That's the issue. Right. That's the problem. Right. So I don't know who you're gonna go to if you try to replace those guys. Yeah,
and we got to get home a little quicker. I think the D-line is special. They got to go ahead and be special, like what we think they are. I think, you know, but we did lose 2 first rounders on defensive line. Like, people not thinking about that. You had Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant as 2 D tackles, and they could rush, they could push the pocket. And once a quarterback feels that presence in their lap, that changes. And now your edge guys they come off the edge, because now the quarterback is not going into the mess. He's going to push back. And so now the edges can make those plays. So when you think about it, we got to figure out the interior guys and get that rotation right, because now the corners are going a little longer. The safeties are going a little longer, you know, and Zeke was a safety, and now he's a corner. Like, last year was his first year playing corner. Like, that kid is special. He's special. All right. And Sugar Hill is too, man.
Yeah. So D. Frank's picking up on something that you finished the last hour, and I want to give you more time to talk this through. But he said, are we all good with the passionate convo between Bryce and Justice Haynes on the sideline? Seemed like Justice was angry about not getting the ball on the read.
I mean, what running back wouldn't be mad? Like, if you ask 10 running backs on 3rd and 2, where should the ball go to? And even the O-line would probably feel that same way. Like, hey, give the ball to the running back and let him do what he do. You know, so, you know, I think that's what it was. It wasn't anything crazy. I feel like people are pushing it, and they're trying to make it more than what it is. I mean, was
it the right read?
I don't know. Because watching it, it looked like a guy came free. And so I don't know if Hayes would have got it, because, you know, but Haynes is one of those guys that one guy don't really bring him down much. You're not gonna see that much, you know. So I don't think if he should have seen that throw. If he's gonna throw it, he gotta. I don't think he should have thrown. I think he should have just tucked it, because it seemed like McCullum wasn't paying attention. He should have just ran it and just try to get the first down, because now you get the first down, you put yourself in position to, you know, score. Score a touchdown. Because I think, did they miss the field goal after that one? I want to say they missed the field goal after that.
I can't remember the sequence.
That's what I'm trying to think about, the sequence right now. And so, like, you know, you put that in, you know, if that's a touchdown, now you cook it. But I think I would have just gave it just to feel it. Or like I said, like, put him in the zone read option, where it's not a pass. It's him running the ball or Hayes running the ball on 3rd and 2. Because you got a big body. Bryce could fall for 2 yards. That's easy. If him one-on-one with a guy, I like him to muscle himself to get the first down. So give him a zone read, let him feel it. Let him go get it. And that helps you out, learn what kind of kid he is. That, like I told you, right now you got these 3 games to figure out what kind of kid he is. And I think that type of play right there will make you feel like, okay, if he ran to go get that, he ran through somebody's face to get that first down. Now you know what kind of kid you got, and you know you can put some responsibility on him in the run game.
All right, let's go back to the questions for Lace. We have questions for Lace. Put them in the chat, and we will get to them. This one from Brian Muleman. Lace, over aggressive defense, what would you have called differently? What would you have called differently against over aggressive defense? And is it me or is Underwood and McCulley? I don't understand this question. I think he's trying to ask, are Underwood and McCulley not on the same page?
It was a couple times. The one time that you see McCulley blocking, I think that was the only time I felt like it was twice. I think it was twice. And McCulley was blocking, and then one time he was kind of shuffling his feet to set that play up. And I think Bryce rushed it a little bit to let him, because he was shuffling his feet, and he was supposed to be the guy to get the ball. So when he shuffled his feet, Bryce kind of threw the ball already. And that's the one he kind of threw it all the way out. He threw it out of bounds, I think. Mm-hmm. And the corner almost got it. But I think they gotta get better timing with that play. They're gonna do the zone read, and McCulley's supposed to be the guy that catch the ball. So it's an RPO, but they just gotta learn. They gotta learn the timing of it. You know, that's all it is. Learn the timing of it. And once they get it there, I mean, it's gonna be special.
And Gorgeous Borges just chimed in on the Hayes and Bryce play,
right?
And he backed Bryce up. He said
he should have pulled it, right?
No. He said if Hayes had gotten the ball, let me read it.
He would have got blast, right? He would have got blast.
He said if Hayes would have gotten the ball, he would have been smashed.
Yeah.
There was an unblocked.
But if you're gonna pull it, run. Because the pass wasn't open. He should have just ran it.
Okay.
Like that, I think that was my thing. But I don't know if it's an RP. Like, is it a run?
Yeah. So he should
pass, or is it just do he has the option to run it?
Yeah, he should have pulled it.
So he put it was a good. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was a good read.
Because
a
guy came free.
Yeah, he should have pulled it.
That's what I'm trying to understand. What is the concept? Are they reading it for him to throw it, or is he reading for him to be a run option too, though? Mm-hmm. I think they got to make him a run option too, because he did it, and then it was the right read of pulling it, but now you got to use your feet to be the threat, because you only got to get 2 yards. Yeah. So now that's another lesson of teaching him down and distance, knowing down and distance at all time.
So Bryce trying to calm my man down, like, "Hey, bro,
you would have got hit." And that's what I said. That's what I said. He came free. Like, a guy came free, even though he didn't hit him. He came free.
And old boy is trying to say, but I would have got it.
But that's why I said, as a running back, that's how they feel. All running backs feel that way. Give me the ball.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next question for Lace. This one from Jeff T. Lace, if you could talk to Bryce now about the outside noise that's going to happen for this game, what would you tell him? About what everybody's saying after you lose a game.
Oh man, don't listen to this, man. Like I wouldn't even listen to. I wouldn't listen to a lot of people. Only people that play the position like only knows what happened, what go through it. Because you got so many fans that got so many opinions, and everybody got an opinion. You know, you gotta lock in and be where your feet at. I mean, forget everything else. I mean, that's one game you lost, man. On to the next. After you watch that film, on to the next, and let's go make history. That's all, man. Like I never really too much care about outside noises. Me and Devin talked about this all the time. I said when I was in college, I didn't have cable because I didn't want to hear like them praise me, and I didn't want to hear them bash me. So when it came down to outside noise, I never really cared about nobody else's opinion because they don't know me. Mm-hmm. And they don't know how much work I put into this. Like that kid put a lot of work into what he had. For him to get to where he at right now and where he's going, he's gonna have to put in so much work. And he got to have a ton of vision and not listen to a lot of people, you know. So he got to have a circle small enough that, okay, these guys could talk to me. I know he wants the best for me. And that's it, man. Like, I think you gotta block out the outside noise. I mean, because that's gonna come, but you gotta have that circle. You gotta have a ton of vision and strive for greatness. So when somebody do say something bad about you, that ain't nothing. We just keep moving, baby.
All right, on to the next question for Bryce. For Bryce, for Lace. This might be a statement. Eric T says, Shoelace, you are the reason my 17-year-old son fell in love with Michigan. And your number 16 was the first jersey he ever got, and he still has it.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Eric Tolbert.
I appreciate it, Eric, man. I appreciate you. Tell your son, man, much love, man. Hopefully he watches this interview and see what's. Tell him I said love to him, man. That's all.
Yeah. Eric, you don't know this, but Eric is he's a Michigan fan that cost Michigan a big time Michigan recruit in Michigan history.
Really?
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. I mean, you watch the Memphis Grizzlies? You watch the Memphis Grizzlies at all? You ever heard of John Morant?
Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, I watch.
Yeah.
I know who John Morant is. Yeah.
Yeah, John Morant was one of his players.
Really?
Yeah, John Morant was one of his players, and he could have told John Beeline all about him, and he didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Eric. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Eric.
We can't get that, man.
That's E.
What DG talking about? He over here. What he said? He talking about two straps. What did he say?
That's E. Wait. What is DG in the chat?
Yeah, it looked like he said something in the chat. I don't know.
DG in the chat too. DG missed the Monday morning quarterback. Look at that. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next question for Lace, and that would be Travis Tuttle. Why do we have Bryce doing a full 360 to hand off the ball?
Man, that's part of the game, man. What are we talking about? I mean, that's a part of the game, man. If they doing it, that's what it is, man. And how, do you hide the ball when you turn your back to the? Come on, man. Let's not ask. I think that's a question that's okay for him to do. Sorry.
All right, John Green. Hi, Denard. Me and my two boys met you in the locker room. After one game, our neighbor was Corey Zerbel. You were very gracious. Thank you for making their game experience one to remember.
I appreciate it, man. I love all my fans. I love anybody that love me. It's always gonna be love. I'm all about love, man. Love and peace, man.
All right. Next one from Van Dam. We need to go more max protect on passes until we get Klein back. That was one of the few times Bryce actually had time. What do you think?
You can only max protect so much, man, because you want to have other threats down the field. You gotta let him do it, because now if you max protect, less guys in routes. I mean, you can only max protect so much, because now they getting double teamed downfield. Now how are you gonna get the guys open? So I think the biggest thing that's gonna help him is the play action. And you could have max protection on play action, because now you get the safeties to come up and you could throw the ball downfield like how they use JJ McCarthy. I think that's what they should start doing with him. If they're gonna do what we're still doing right now, do that. Let him do.
Meaning what?
Let him. You don't have to put the ball in his hands, but when you do put it in his hand, make him make the right decision, because it's gonna be easy. Because now the safeties are up. When you get the safeties up, and you do a play action, now I could go over top. We got good enough receivers to go over top guys, and trust that.
So we had one person in the deal here who said, let me see if I can find it real quick, who says that with regard to the quarterback run, that here it is from Welch. The QB run was not the solution this time, because Bryce had a lot of people on top of him. So a quarterback run wouldn't have made a difference. What do you say to that?
True. That's not true, man. When you add the quarterback run to the game, I'm telling anybody and everybody, if I would always knock on the door of quarterback run. I don't care what kind of quarterback you have. When you have a quarterback run, you add an extra blocker to your O-line because the running back is the extra blocker. So now you have numbers because if the safety's back high, you have numbers at any time. If you got two safeties back, you have numbers to block.
What if the safeties are up though?
But if you have one safety up, you still got numbers. You still got numbers to make the play. So because nobody's accounting for the quarterback as a runner. So that's you make a lot of the angles, the numbers, the number game become in your favor when the quarterback is the part of the run.
I don't know how many more times.
Like, I just like any quarterback runner, you add numbers and you add angles. You add more to it. Just about this quarterback running.
And then if he can throw the football,
and now that's the element of now you have to. They got to make a decision. Either you're going to try to stop me from running the ball, or you're going to stop me throwing the ball, and that's what it is.
Yep. All right. Let's go back to the questions. You have questions for Lace? Get them in here. Here's one from Jester's Jinx. For the super chat, Denard, how would you lock a coherent identity? Add constraints. Okay, let me see if I can get this question right. How would you lock a coherent identity, add constraint, quick game, and align offensive line, tight end, running back, so protection hold to ensure Bryce Underwood avoids Hulk era predictability and personnel misfits? So, basically, how would you build an identity so you aren't predictable? How would you do it? How would you put together an identity with Bryce as your quarterback, run him some, but don't be locked into, an identity like Hulk had when he was here? According to this,
I see that's a lot of
moving
parts. I mean, I think what they got right now on this team is enough. I think they got a good tight end, they got a good receiver, they got a nice slot to make guys miss on the bubbles or the quick screens and stuff like that. They got two running backs that could break it at any time, and they go downhill. So now you just got to figure out what's your identity. I think that's the biggest thing right now. Michigan is trying to figure out their identity. Are they going to be a smash mouth football team like they've been the last 5 years, or are they gonna say, all right, we're gonna change up and add a little bit more passing than we did before? So I think right now they're trying to figure that out. And I think, me personally, I think they still a run team. I think they still smash them off team. They're gonna have to bring in the 7 O-linemen and let's go smash guys. And then when we beat you up enough, we can go pass the ball and get behind you. And the quarterback gonna make the right decision. I think Bryce doing a great job of making a decision with the ball because he hasn't put the ball in harm's way. So I think, knock on wood, but he hasn't put the ball in harm's way. He hasn't turned the ball over, throwing the ball, interceptions. So I feel like he's gonna make the right decision. So we gotta just trust the process of them finding their identity. I think them being the smash mouth team is still them. Smash. Mm-hmm. That's what Sharon always say. Smash. Like, go smash these guys. And now we're gonna throw it over top of you. We got McCullough, we got Marlon Klein. We're gonna throw the ball over top of y'all after we play action. That's all it is. That's the identity. And now you could wrinkle in a little bit of quarterback run like you did with JJ. Because now you got a quarterback that can run like JJ. He's bigger than JJ. He could go late hit run into guys. He could go get that 3rd and 2 that he need to go get. He could go. You could add that to the element. That's how I see this team. I see this team being a run team first, and then get the play action, get Bryce in the run game a little bit, and make teams that fit him.
All right. On to the next one. Did you think Bryce turned the wrong way a couple times?
Oh, for sure. For sure. He had a couple times he turned the wrong way because you could tell the running back faked the other way. He's going the other way. So he had a couple. That comes with it. I've called the wrong play and threw a touchdown. Ask Devin. Devin watched me a couple times. I called the play and turned the wrong way, and that happened. That happened. And that's a part of the game, man. You're gonna have some mistakes that happen. You just gotta kind of like make it not something that happened frequently.
Yeah, man. Keep going on to Barry L showing you some love. Love Denard. Would you go work for Rich Rod in Virginia, West Virginia? Would you go join the coaching staff down there?
Oh man, Rich Rod, my guy, man. I love you, Rich Rod. Those guys will always be my, they the reason I got the chance to come to Michigan. So if you think about it, like history of Michigan, a quarterback that's 6 foot would not be playing at Michigan. So now, he gave me a chance to come up here, a guy that can scramble and make things happen. And I'm always felt grateful for Rich Rod. So love Rich Rod. But it will be hard for me to come back, go to college again. I think Michigan that's always going to be the spot, my destination if I ever get back into college football.
Yeah,
because I want to go back to the NFL. That's my thing right there. So I feel like if I ever was to get into college football, if Michigan was on the school I want to be at. That's me personally, but that's just how it is.
Yeah. Denard, this from Jay Marion. Should Michigan have stuck with that heavy jumbo set that they run the counter, he cuts it back for the touchdown?
And that's what I want. That's what we should have seen more of that, a lot more of that. Like that's our identity. Let those big gritty dudes go be gritty. Because now you beating up on teams, and guys don't. By the end of the game, they don't want to do that much. And you watched it when we played Penn State. That was 2 years ago. They didn't want to. They turned it down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They turned it down a lot.
Yeah, I know you're not a defensive guy, but this foreign wants to know that was Wink's zone the problem on defense?
That defense made a lot of stops, man. They did a good job. They was on the field a lot this game, and I would love to see the time of possession if we could pull that up somewhere. That was the difference.
I think they in the catch-22 because you got to protect the corners. Your corners right now.
You got to. And I think me personally, I think Suge could play. He could play man. He's a guy that can run with anybody. He could do that. Zeke could do the same thing. But then when Zeke go down, now we got to figure out who's the other corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Who is our nickel?
And you can't sub for him. You're not really subbing for him right now. So they playing every snap.
Right. So who's our nickel? Can he play man against a slot guy? A shifty guy. So like when you say that, I like it's a catch. Like it's a catch. Like you can't. You got to figure that out. And that's like I said. Still, is no preseason in college football.
Now, do they need to improve their zone principles? There is no question.
Oh, for sure. You got to detail it up.
Yeah, they absolutely do. They need to tighten up in their zone. But listen, he dialed up some really good pressures that got home.
Mm-hmm.
And, guys didn't necessarily
make the sack. We had we left 3 sacks on the table. We left 3 sacks on the table. And I guarantee those guys that missed those sacks, they would say that coach did what he's supposed to do. We got to make those positions. We got to, because Wink is not making the sacks. He's calling the play, but you got to make those sacks. You got to deliver. So, I it's one thing to say that because I think Lamar doing a great job with those DBs. I think he's doing a good job of coaching those guys and actually having those guys perform. We watched them perform against Ohio State. We watched them perform against other teams. So we watched them perform against Alabama. So they just got to figure it out. They just got to figure it out and work on the small details of carrying, being in the flat, making sure we funnel the guy into the safety. Those little things right there, because that whole shot that they threw to Burke, that was, first of all, a lot of quarterbacks not making that throw. So now if the corner reroute him more in, like reroute him further in, now the quarterback might question and throwing that whole shot to Burke. And but that was an impressive throw. That dude was to the field. He threw a whole shot to the field. You watch some of those things. Like, I'm a quarterback, so I don't just watch our quarterback. I'm watching everybody's quarterback. And so when you see him make that throw, it's like, okay, hey, hats off to him. Like that was one of those throws. That guy was on the sideline. He threw that ball perfect. And the corner got to push him in further. So now the safety has a chance to make that play.
Yeah, man. He made plays where Michigan's guys didn't.
Yeah.
That was, at the end of the day, they had the best player on the field that day.
Right.
You think about it, they had a chance to sack him and a chance to intercept him.
And he was coming
back-to-back plays. Yeah. And Michigan didn't make those plays when they had the chance. And then he comes and makes a dime throw down the field.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to make the plays when you had the chance, have the chance. He made the play when he had the chance.
Right.
I mean, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, like I know for sure. Like me and Jair, I recruited Jair Hill, and I know for sure he would want to make that. He would have made that interception. That kid played both sides of the ball. So I know right now, Suge, and we call him Sugar Hill. He would have wanted to make that throw. Make that interception. He could have picked the ball off twice. And he didn't, and that's a part of the game of football, man. Sometimes you fall short, and that's what happened.
Even on the zero blitz, I mean, there was a bust on that. You're supposed to have a guy, the front has the back, and the guy didn't run with him. He wasn't supposed to be turned free. Like, that's a terrible call.
No, somebody has him. Somebody account for him. Yeah, somebody account for that guy.
Somebody got that guy.
And so now it's just like go back to the drawing board. Hey, let's straighten it out. Let's be more detailed about it. And I think that's the biggest thing. Just get a little bit more detail about it, and you'll start seeing it. And that comes with new guys, new faces, being the starters, new guys being in the game, new guys. First time being a part of something so big like that, man. That's a big game.
Yeah. Yep. So, this is where this game, they hopefully will learn from it.
Oh, for sure.
Be strong in you says when we use JJ's legs, it opened up things for the offense. You've been making this point the whole time.
And that's what I'm saying it for the. I'm gonna keep saying that. I mean, even when we played Maryland with JJ used his legs. When we played Penn State, JJ used his leg. When you start putting that in the on tape, it becomes a little bit. They gotta start game planning for it. Now during the week they're overemphasizing. Hey, he might run the outside zone, or he might run the quarterback draw. So now they're practicing those, and it's hard to get ready for 6'4", 6'5", 240.
Yeah.
And that can move like that. He can move. That kid can move. Bryce can move. So it's hard to get ready for that.
Yep. All right. I think we have basically run out of time. I'm see if I got time for one more. Let me see. There were multiple play actions when the running back was running to the other side that Bryce handed off to. Is that a misunderstanding of the play call, or does the direction of the handoff depend on the defensive alignment?
Say it again.
There were multiple play actions when the running back was on the other side that Bryce handed the ball off to. I think there was just a couple of times where he turned around.
He turned the wrong way, and I think it was a play action. But here's another factor of that. If the running back sees anything, like if he sees something off the edge, he's taught to abort.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I would go back and watch those plays, it wasn't no reason for the running back to abort it. So I think he had to. I think he turned the wrong way a couple of times. And I think that's what happened. I mean, it happens.
Just happens.
It happens. Yeah. But it might be a couple of times where the running back probably did see some off the edge, but I didn't see that. But normally, if that happens, sometimes it's because the running back is seeing pressure off the edge, and he's going to get it right then and there instead of him waiting and trying to do a play action and then try to get back to the guy that was a threat.
Shoelace, you think Bryce and or Chip have any less confidence now? I don't think so. My thoughts are just glad to have been tested now.
Oh yeah.
And earlier and then I guess early in the season to have a test early and later in the season.
Here's the thing, man. You take a loss this early in the season, it might like a something underneath you. So I mean, I think it might. And I don't think Chip or Bryce lost confidence after losing one game. Like that's not happening. You gotta believe in what you're doing. If you don't believe in what you're doing, then one game can do that to you. But no.
So they want a prediction? Do we bounce back from this game?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this was one of the games. Now you see where you're at. You see where he's at. We played on the big stage. We felt it. We understand it. We know another one's coming. And on to the next. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. On to the next. You got to get ready to go get ready for Central Michigan. Because Central Michigan gonna try to throw everything at you. You know, they trying to win. They trying to find a win now. I mean, and all those guys at Central Michigan probably want to come to Michigan. You know, so you got to get ready for those guys. You watched the film already. It's time to move forward. They already did their mistakes. They already went over their mistakes. Now it's time to move forward and get ready for Central Michigan and let's have a good season.
Yeah, so it's like a family reunion in here. I finally saw Devin Gardner in here. And then Al Borges showed up and he said again, and he said, yes, the running back aborted the fake to pick up the blitz.
I told you.
Your point.
Told you.
So hey, Lace is on it. Lace is on it. He's like, hey, don't play. If you was DG, you say, don't play with me. That's what you would say. Don't play with me.
That's what it is.
You just nicer than DG. That's all.
Yeah, DG got a different way of coming at things. I got one way of coming at things. I'm from, that's how it is. But I always tell people, I'm like, man, that's not. I think he turned the wrong way probably once or twice. I mean, and the other time, if the running back sees something, because guess what, the quarterback can't see that. I'm gonna go protect my quarterback before because when I got to the NFL, I had to play running back, and I knew if Blake Bortles was to get hurt on account of me, I wouldn't have a job. So I'm pretty sure Justin Hayes feel the same way. That's the $1 million. That's the ticket right here. So you got to figure. You got to abort and go get that protection first before you do anything. So you got to watch the game, man. If you're watching the game, you'll know, and you got to learn the game and see like, okay, what are these running backs seeing for them to go the opposite way to make sure they protect their quarterback.
You think we're gonna see what Timothy Strange just said? What you said? Pump the fake bubble and pump and fake the bubble.
Oh,
you
that's
think we're gonna see that?
Oh, for sure. But it's gonna probably be. It's probably. It got to be against a team that's aggressive. That's going. You got to see it. That's those one of those feels. You got to feel it. You might throw a bubble, and they might have to fake it to Samaj, fake the bubble to Samaj, and have somebody else go up the seam. I mean, that was one of my favorite plays. We faked the bubble, and the guys go right at the seam. That's one of the ones.
All right. Well, folks, that is going to do it for us today. The chat, the questions just keep on coming. We be here all day. So we appreciate you guys for all the questions that you put in for Lace. He has a day job that he has to get to.
Yep. Gorgeous Borges, baby. We appreciate you, Coach.
Kwame said, no, Sam, more chat, please. More chat. We can't go and do any more chat. So, but we appreciate you guys. There will be more MMQB later on in the week. We got Gorgeous Borges and Vance tomorrow. And I got another banger for y'all coming up on the coming up on what's I got so many shows I forget the name of.
Dropping
Dimes.
Dropping Dimes with who? Who you dropping Dimes with?
He said, hey man, I'm ready to do a show. He said, I'm ready to do a show.
Talk to me. Who is that?
I got it. It's a drum roll to it. It's called a tease. It's called a tease.
Oh, we teased him a little bit. Okay.
It's a tease, and his availability is so scarce. I'm still lining up so I can fit into his schedule.
Okay.
So he can do it because he has other commitments.
He's a busy man, huh?
He's a busy man. So
okay.
I gotta make sure that I can fit into his day, into his week, so he can do it. So yeah. But I love this brother. So
okay, all right.
We're gonna make it happen though. So
all right, I gotta start coming to our show every day. We gotta build this up a little bit more. We gotta blow it up more, even more and more and more. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this: if Devin is still in the building,
okay, talk to me.
So Lace, this is how much I love you, brother, because I'm gonna let you flex on Devin while he's here. Do you know, Lace?
Talk to me.
Your numbers in week 1,
okay,
were bigger than any numbers that Devin did last year. Bigger than any number. Bigger than even Devin's numbers for Ohio State last year.
Oh, man.
You realize that?
That is tough, man.
Bigger in week 1 than even Ohio. So you did bigger numbers for New Mexico than Devin did for Ohio State.
Hey. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying.
DG, your boy don't really, we don't really flex much on each other. You feel me? Because when one eat, we all eat. But you know how it is. I'm going to eat over here. You feel me? The plate will be full here. You know what I'm saying? So we going to eat. And what I eat, you eat, baby. It's all love, baby. Sam trying to get me to start talking, talking that talk, so one of these days I'm gonna talk my talk, but today I'm gonna just take, be humble. We always humble over here, baby. We always humble. We flex every now and then, but we always eating, gotta eat. And as the fans, y'all know the same. Y'all know it. Y'all know we always eating, baby. And Sam, we're gonna blow it up even more, baby.
We're gonna blow it up even more. So, all right. It's all love, though. It's all love. We appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week and next time here on the Monday Morning Quarterback. Thanks a lot.